Something strange happened last night. A short clip appeared, vanished, and left Bridgerton fans in chaos. No announcement. No press release. Just whispers, screenshots, and one name suddenly everywhere. If this is real, Season 4 Part 2 is about to change everything. It started quietly, the way the biggest secrets always do. A few fans online claimed they saw a trailer for Bridgerton Season 4 Part 2 that was never meant to be seen. No countdown. No official post. Just a brief video that appeared for a moment and then disappeared. But by the time it was gone, it was already too late. People were talking. The clip was short, rough, and clearly unfinished. That alone made it feel real. No polished edits, no clean logo reveal. Just soft music, quick shots, and a mood that felt darker and more emotional than before. Fans immediately began asking the same question. Was this a mistake or something else? Netflix has stayed silent, no denial, no confirmation, and that silence is what made the story explode. Because when a studio says nothing, fans start connecting. The dots on their own. Screenshots began circulating. Descriptions of scenes flooded social media. And one detail kept coming up again and again. A new woman. She was not introduced with a name card. She did not stand in the center of a ballroom. She appeared in the background, half hidden, watching the ton from a distance. Her face was never shown clearly, but her presence was strong enough that viewers noticed her instantly. Whoever she was, the camera cared about her. Then came the moment that changed everything. Near the end of the leaked clip, a quiet line appeared. On screen, just a name, no explanation, no context. Sophie Baek, that was it. And yet, that single name set off a wave of shock across the fandom. Because longtime Bridgerton fans know exactly why that name matters. And if this leak is real, then Season 4 Part 2 is not just continuing the story. It is rewriting it. What makes this even more suspicious is the timing. Filming rumors, casting leaks, interviews where actors avoided certain questions. Suddenly, all of it feels connected. As if this trailer was never meant to escape. But so now the question is no longer did something leak. The real question is, what were we not supposed to see yet? And more importantly, who is Sophie Baek and why is Bridgerton saving her for Part 2? The name Sophie Baek did not come with an explanation, and that is exactly why it feels so important. In Bridgerton, names are never random. When a new name is introduced quietly, it usually means the story behind it is powerful. Sophie Baek is not entering the ton with fanfare. She is arriving as a secret. From what fans believe they saw in the leaked trailer, Sophie is not part of high society. She is not standing under bright lights or wearing jewels meant to impress. Instead, she appears on the edges of scenes, watching, listening, staying unseen. This already sets her apart from many characters we have met before. Sophie's story, according to longtime book readers, is inspired by a Cinderella-style tale. But this version is not about magic or happy accidents. It is about survival. Sophie grows up without privilege, without protection, and without a name that opens doors. In the world of Bridgerton, that alone makes her dangerous. What makes Sophie Baek even more interesting is her background. The name suggests a new cultural layer being added to the Bridgerton universe. This is not just a new love interest. This is a new voice, a new experience, and a new way of seeing the ton. Her presence challenges the idea that romance only belongs to the rich and powerful. In the leaked moments described by fans, Sophie is often shown alone, standing near windows, moving through halls after everyone has left. There is a quiet sadness around her, but also strength. She does not beg for attention. She does not chase love. She simply exists, and somehow that makes her impossible to ignore. There are also hints that Sophie is hiding something. Her clothes change depending on where she is. In one scene, she looks like a servant. In another, she is dressed for a grand event, though still masked. This double life suggests that Sophie moves between two worlds, never fully belonging to either. And that kind of character always brings trouble to the surface. Fans also notice the way the camera lingers when she is near a certain Bridgerton sibling. No words are exchanged, no dramatic music swells, just looks. Long, heavy looks that say everything without saying anything at all. This is slow, painful, restrained romance. The kind Bridgerton does best. Sophie Baek is not being introduced to. Decorate the story. She is here to challenge it. Her journey is about being unseen in a world that decides your worth before you ever speak. And if the leak is real, then Season 4 Part 2 is preparing to tell one of the most emotional love stories the series has ever attempted. Because sometimes, the quietest characters carry the loudest storms, even though the leaked trailer was only seen by a few people. The details they described paint a very clear picture. This is not a light or playful chapter of Bridgerton. The mood feels heavier, slower, and far more emotional. Every scene seems to hint at secrets that can no longer stay hidden. One of the strongest images mentioned again and again is a masked ball. The room is full, music is loud, and laughter fills the air. Yet the camera does not focus on the center of the celebration. Instead, it follows one woman at the edge of the crowd. Her face is covered, her posture tense as if she knows she does not belong there. That woman is believed to be Sophie. Masks in Bridgerton are never just decorations. They allow people to become someone else, even if only for one night. In this scene, Sophie is finally able to step into a world that usually rejects her, but freedom comes at a cost. The way she moves through the room suggests fear, not joy, as if she is counting the seconds before everything falls apart. Another moment fans described as quick but powerful. A gloved hand drops to the floor. The camera does not show who it belongs to, but the silence around that moment speaks loudly. In Bridgerton, small gestures often carry more weight than big speeches. This one feels like a mistake that cannot be undone. There's also a brief shot of someone running through a garden at night. The lights behind her fade as she moves deeper into the dark. Her dress catches on the ground. She does not stop. The scene feels rushed, desperate, and painful. It mirrors the idea that Sophie's happiness, if it comes at all, will be fragile. What truly stands out is how often Sophie is shown watching rather than speaking. She watches conversations from across rooms. She watches people laugh without her. She watches love happen to others. This silence suggests that her story is not about being chosen easily. It is about being overlooked until the moment she can no longer be ignored. The trailer also hints at conflict beyond romance. There are sharp looks between members of the ton. Whispers behind fans, doors closing just a little too fast. Sophie's presence seems to disturb the order of things, as if simply existing where she is not expected to be is enough to cause tension. What makes these clues so exciting is how carefully they are placed. Nothing is explained. Nothing is confirmed. The trailer does not tell us what Sophie wants or what she will lose. It only shows us that her story is tied to risk. And in the world of Bridgerton, risk always leads to scandal, if this trailer is real. Then Season 4 Part 2 is not building toward a simple love story. It is setting up a choice between duty and desire, between safety and truth. And Sophie Baek stands right at the center of that storm. Now comes the question no one can agree on. Was this trailer truly a mistake, or was it meant to be found? Netflix has used mystery before, but this feels different. The silence, the timing, and the way just enough was shown all feel too perfect to be an accident. If this was planned, then Sophie Baek is already doing exactly what she was meant to do. She has everyone watching, guessing, and talking. Without a single interview or official image, she has become the most discussed name connected to Season 4 Part 2. And if this really was a leak, then it may have revealed something bigger than expected. Bridgerton may be preparing its most emotional and bold story yet. One that steps outside comfort and tradition. So now the secret is out, whether Netflix wanted it or not. The only question left is simple: was Sophie Baek always meant to be found this way?